What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Simon from Siphon T C G. Hey, Ranger time, baby. And it's great to be in your presence once again. And today I'll be going through my top 5 predictions for the upcoming meta we have based around the release of Outsiders. Let's get into it. One thing I do want to talk about is I came up with these predictions about a week ago, but I've been under the weather recently, so I didn't get to make it. The day I'm actually recording this video, not the day it will be uploaded, is the day of day 2 of the Realm Games Brawl at Minmax Gaming. So some of the stuff I've already gotten to see if it's true or not. Top 8 has not started yet. Double Azalea Finals, baby. But I do want to keep a note about the timing of this video and when I actually came up with these predictions. So with number 1, we have Oldhim and Icelander will still be the decks to beat. These elemental based heroes, they actually didn't receive cards from the new set. Oldhim may have received Peace of Mind, but still don't 100% know about that yet. There were cards printed to give other decks a fighting chance against these decks, but I don't believe these are the tools and they're going to be enough to really knock these heroes down enough to where they're still not top 1, top 2, top 3. And I think one of the other issues is some of the tools that they did get. Like there are some powerful tools. Let me actually not understand it. There are some powerful tools, but how much of these tools come at a cost without sacrificing something major? These decks have been built to be very consistent at repelling most of the archetypes in the meta. And then when it comes to decks that can beat these decks very frequently, they will have struggles into the other decks in the field. So I still think Icelander Oldhim, maybe if they're not definitive top 1, top 2, no contention, I still think they're at least 2 of the top 3 at the very, very least. Number 2, Azalea will finally get her Living Legend points. I know for the last, I know for the last, I know during Road to National seasons I predicted Azalea will get at least some Living Legend points. I know during ProQuest season I predicted Azalea will get Living Legend points, which with the amount of cards she got from Nice, I really thought she would get something. But now, if Azalea, now let me go ahead and pull back the curtain. There are 2 Azalea in the top 8 of the Chicago Brawl. Brody Spurlock being undefeated, and Levi, the People's Azalea. They're both in top 8. They're on opposite sides of the bracket. There's a world where both of Azaleas make the final. And that would actually be like insane. An Azalea final? Like, who would have thought in 2023 of an Azalea final? But like, look, what else does she really need to an event at this point? What does she need? We've been saying for a while she's just 1 card away. She just sees this, she just sees that. She got all of it. And we've been saying this for months. She got way more than a single card. She got pretty much half of a set dedicated to her. If she can't win now, when other decks in front of her have gotten hit, when people are being greedy and greedier with how they block, multiple supplementary sets to help her out, it might just be doomed. It might just be GG's at that point. We might need to get Azalea star on the show or something. We might have to give Azalea star on the show, man. Reveal 3 arrows. Your next hero gets plus 20 dominate, gives 15 blood rock pox. Maybe she can win the event then. But yeah, I think it's her time to shine. I thought it was her time last format, but now there's no reason with her fan base being so hard at work. When you got people like Levi or Ouch dropping Azalea, I think he was one of the best Azalea. He dropped Icelander. I think he was one of the best Icelander players in the world when he played it. He dropped it seemingly out of nowhere to play Azalea and came this close to winning. There was a few times where he had some really good tournaments. You have people like Brody Spurlock. Whoever would have connected Azalea and Brody Spurlock. So we have some of the best players in the world now playing Azalea. I think there is no better time than now to finally have an Azalea win and get her first Living Legend points. Number 3 hurts me a lot. Number 3, Briar was still not LL before the next set comes out. We have Dust Till Dawn coming out in the summer. And I think we're still going to have Briar. Now, she's still a monster. Don't get me wrong. She's been a monster pretty much since release, whether it be the Cheerio build, now the CMH build. She has been an absolute, just big part of the meta. But I think one of the reasons why she's still here is the reduction of living legend points. We remember, dude, Starvo LO twice. Now, obviously, he was just stupid. Chain got like an extra 100 living legend points. Prism just barely got, but remember how long Prism was on like 998 because of that point reduction. And then they got reduced again. Now Briar's been like what it feels like plus 800 for the last like few months. It's not like she hasn't won anything; she has, but the events that she's winning just don't produce a lot of points. But like I will say this: if they didn't reduce the points, decks like Oldham, decks like Icelander would be gone right now. Then you would see decks like Fi, like when Fi was just ripping through the meta for that port. Like Fi would be at like 500, 600 at this point. Dash would probably be in 800s right now. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's fine. Briar's at 964. What I think it's 964, right? If it's only been months, it's literally been months, and but here's the issue. Unlike what Prism had, Prism at 998, you knew it was just inevitable because Prism could just spike an event due to the matchup spread. Everyone knows how powerful Briar is, but I just don't think she has it what it takes in this current meta to LL. And it makes me sad because I don't want Briar to go away because, oh, I hate Briar. Briar was the first ever hero I took serious. If you guys don't know, I started off with Katsu and all that stuff. Yeah, Katsu wasn't really good, but like the first time I was like, I'm gonna start taking this game serious, I built CMH Briar, and it is a deck that I had to sell at one point, and to this day, it still feels horrible. It still feels really horrible. I had that deck full and out. It was hard, and it's because like I think that hero is just in the right hands. I think the hero is absolutely nuts and all stuff, and just to see it just still hanging on by a thread to be playable in the meta when it should have been LO'd long time ago. Because Briars are still top 8ing. It's not like Briars are top 8. Briars are still top 8ing. It's just we go from the days of like half the top 8 being Briar to like there being one Briar, and it's just I'm getting off track. The deck is insane. It just won't win enough to LL. But I do think by the end of the year, like it should not be 2024 when we saw Briar. If we do, then something horrible went wrong. For number 4, this will be the last format that Remembrance will be legal, or specifically at 3. So from my perspective, this card has been complained about heavily for the last few months. And if you ask me, people definitely overrate this card. There was a time where I overrated this card. I was playing 3 in Control Dash. But what people misuse this card for is for like late game versus fatigue. I can just have infinite cards pretty much. And I just don't think that's the proper usage for this card. I think the proper usage for this card is to recur very important pieces like if you're playing Icelander, Frost Text, which has the block or got discarded. Items with Dash, if they got pummeled, or Arc Smash or something. But people right now are using it for anti-fatigue, and it's just, when you do the math, if you put 2 Remembrance in your deck, that's just plus 4 cards. So if you started with 60, now you have 64. And if you was to go up to these people that are just slamming 2 Remembrances on their deck, and you ask them, hey, will your percentage versus fatigue change if you just had 4 cards to your deck? So if you're on 60, you go 64, 62, 66, etc. Most would say, in a vacuum, no. The way to really beat these matchups is to set up a pitch stack. And because these fatigue decks are really known for putting on a lot of early pressure, you have infinite time. You have infinite time to pitch deck. It's like, oh man, wow, this Oldham deck that's running all these selling cards, man, they're gonna kill me in 2 turns. Wow, this Dash deck has one chamber and nothing else. Oh man, I'll have a few turns to kill him. No, you have time. You have so much time to pitch stack and set up an unbeatable combo. But people don't want to do that. But that being said, public opinion will sway LSS to touch this card and calm the emotional damage. Emotional damage. This card has caused people because I do truly feel people are just thinking with their emotions. People, please stop using feelings and emotions to evaluate cards. Please. Well, yeah, ban Chrono Seeds though. Lastly, from number 5, the deck that wins Pro Tour Baltimore will not contain any cards from Outsiders. And that one's pretty bold. I'm gonna lie, because I initially didn't think Outsiders was going to do a ton now, but maybe in the future I thought it would be looked back as a really good set. It turns out it's just a really good set right now. Less than 12 hours from the set being released, you have 2 Azalea in the finals. You have a Riptide doing really good. You have an Azuri by the boy Sam Nando in top 8. It's I definitely think that the cards from Outsiders are good, and maybe just randomly there's some generics that are just in that, and that is okay. I'm okay to be wrong with this, but I think the very powerful decks currently in the format don't need most of the cards they got set. This set was really made, even though it's not a supplemental set, this was made to elevate the lesser played decks, like, again, the Azalea, the Katsus, right? They weren't here to help out the Phis, the Icelanders, the Oldhams. That's not what this set was for. And like I said, dude, I could definitely see a generic like 2 for 6 making it into the finals, because that's just fine on a 2-card hand. But I would say I don't really think there will be a card from the new set in there. But yet again, I am down to be wrong. Guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys could do me a favor, click the like button right here, even though there's nothing going to be right here. But, like, if you look at that bar below, there's going to be a like button. Maybe just make sure you smash the like button. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. All the same. Comment what you thought. Your feedback is always welcome. It's been your boy, Siphon from Siphon TCG. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!